Thanks for tuning in. I'm joined by Mr. Jaideep Hansraj, who's the MD and CEO of Kotak Securities. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out the time to talk to us. You released a market outlook for 2024, report today. What is the Nifty, base and bull case scenario as per the report?
So we're talking of for FY26, we're talking of an EPS of 1216 rupees, give or take. And we're expecting the Nifty on a base case to be at 21,865 for same time next year. And should there be a bull scenario, and then you're looking at somewhere close to about 25,000. But I would still put it this way, that let's look at the base case and say that 21,865 is what we're projecting.
Right. So that's what, as you said, that the focus should be on the base case. Any triggers that you think how the next year the market's going to perform, keeping in mind the Fed that, they've said that they will be cutting their interest rates, and then we have elections coming up, and there are geopolitical factors as well. So taking that into factor.
So it's actually a combination of all the things which you just mentioned. I think it's going to depend on how US as an economy does, how Europe as an economy does, or how rest of the world as an economy do. So, firstly, if US economy doesn't do as well as it's expected to, then obviously there will be a cut in US interest rates. And if the expectation of 3 interest rate cuts happening in the next calendar year is what actually happens, then the institutions will have no other option, or will have lesser options of putting money in fixed income, and they will look at equities as an asset class. And if they're going to look at equities as an asset class, then I think India will get a reasonably fair share of that money going forward.
The recent rally is mostly driven by domestic and not foreign, right? So what is the kind of scenario that you see going into the next year as well?
I think FIs will put in money. I think the domestic investors, specifically mutual fund investors, will continue to put more and more money. So it could get into realms of bubble zone as well. My suggestion at that point of time, or if that happens, then obviously would be to book profits and stay there. But I'm not looking at that right now. But I'd say that to investors or to our clients today, that just stick to what your asset allocation is. And he's right, it should, the FIs keep coming in. If there's an issue which happens during elections, if there is an issue which you see that US interest rates will not be coming down because growth continues to be high in US, then I think you've got to really think of the way the Nifty or the Sensex will behave. But I think broadly one should look at a combination of US interest rates, the crude oil prices, and the dollar index.
Right. As far as valuations are concerned, India is obviously at a very expensive side, but do you think it's justified? And also, if you could help us understand where does it stand in terms of other countries?
No, it's obviously far more expensive than other countries, but growth is also far, far higher than what the other countries have shown. And also the fact that political stability, broad economic reforms, etc., which have happened. So I think from that point of view, there is some sense of justification on the higher or the richer valuations which India as a country possesses. And if the political stability remains and the reform process or the expenditure process continues the way it has been going on, then I think one is in a sweet spot today.
Right. I really want to ask you this because in a market that we are seeing rally, right, and as a brokerage firm, how is that impacting the business? I'm sure you must be getting it in a lot of positive sides. So could you help us understand how that's been helping the business?
No, it obviously, if with more and more people participating in the equity markets, it's obviously better for the brokerage industry. But what one has seen in the last 2-3 years or post-COVID has been far more participation happening in the option side of the business, which again, I personally don't believe is the right thing, but that's where more participation has happened. Will that participation continue in the options or the futures and options or the derivatives market? My belief is that there will be some kind of regulatory circulars which would come in, which could come in, which could make it tougher for the absolute retail set of investors to come into the option space. But should that not happen and should that continue, then I think the set of brokerage firms will continue doing well.
What about Kotak Securities? Where do you stand in terms of market share? I just wanted to understand that.
I don't think we talk about market share in these.
All right. No worries. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out the time to talk to us.